One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow, he takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report and pace his way. Oh, legend in the making, day by day.
Wow, we are day 16 of the government shutdown. Great to see everybody in the building. Hopefully everyone's enjoying themselves this morning. It is October 16th, 2025. Like you guys know, we're on day 16 of the shutdown. We have this labeled government shutdown, layoffs paused. Trump announcement, which we do have on live stream for you guys, as well as Israel-Hamas ceasefire latest and more. So the more that we're going to be talking about, our first story of this morning is going to be Ocean Gate, the Titan sub that basically exploded or imploded underwater. I guess there is a final report on this, so it's a very quick report, but nonetheless, there is a final report on it. And then Trump National Guard deployment update as well that came out yesterday, just for transparency. We have multiple dramatic ICE arrests in Chicago to follow that. And then Speaker Johnson, new CR would do us no good amid shutdown. And then also another kind of interesting geopolitical, on a geopolitical scale, Pakistan's government and Afghanistan's Taliban agree to a ceasefire, which is a big deal. Then we have some updates on Trump and Zelensky. I guess as of 2 hours ago, Trump and Zelensky, Russia-Ukraine war peace meeting set for Friday now. So we have that up and ready for that. So anyways, before we get into all of it, make sure you guys come in and hit that like button. It helps out the show immensely, and it's absolutely free to do so. If you guys are brand new to the show, hit that subscribe button because it's also free. But please consider, becoming a member, starting only at $2.99 a month. We're making sure we're not breaking the bank out there with anybody. But check it out. This is what allows us to stay on, the platform. It allows us to continue and have these lights running. It's 100% because of you guys that join up, become members, and stay members, man. So I'm very honored by that. Little side note, follow my Instagram right here at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my life, but as well as the show, Millennial Food Time, breaking news, all that great shit. It's a great way to get a hold of me one-on-one. I don't really go on to Discord that much on the direct message side. I usually see things on Instagram way quicker, but on Discord, I see everything in the server. Like, I don't look at my direct messages much, but in the server, I'm in there every day, nonstop. So make sure you guys join up on the Discord server. Naomi will throw the Discord link for you guys over there in the chat. As well, if you guys are watching this on the playback, hit that description link down below of any live video, and we do have that invite for you guys. And last but not least, all super chats, super stickers, gifted memberships, and membership signups are all, of course, going to be presented live onto the show and presented. But of course, if you guys would like to skip that YouTube 30% brutal cut that they take from your hard-earned cash, well, then we have these platforms right here that you guys can donate to, and I will read them out loud like a super chat. I have my email up, so if anything comes through, well, we got it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, great to see everybody in the building, man. We got a whole bunch of you legends in here. We got to get right through it, so I won't be able to say hi to every single buddy. But we got Angel Face in here, by the way. Hopefully you're enjoying your morning, as well as Naomi. Good morning, good morning. We got Steve Easy in the building, as well as brother Dwayne, my man, great to see you as well. Jimmy and Frank Samantero, yes, sir. Zan Biker, yes, sir. Great to see you in the chat, as well as America Uncensored, Steve Posey. Thank you guys so much for joining up with us. You guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you guys decided to be right here with me, man, so I'm very honored with that. We got KP as well. Good morning to you. Rabbit of Chaos, good morning, good morning. As well as STMC Prez. Yes, sir. Great to see you. As well as Miss Lotus over there in Florida. Good morning, good morning. And yes, I do agree with you. Fuck 12 and all their COs and their police commissioners and everything they stand for. All right, motherfucker? We got Kill in Canada. Yes, sir. Up there in Canada. Always appreciate you hanging out with us. We got Sterling Wheel. Yes, sir. The theme song is actually one of my favorites, bro. I'm not going to lie. All right, let's go and get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. We have a very big morning this morning for news, and I'm pressed for time because I have an appointment right after this freaking show, so I have to get to that. Anyways, let's go ahead and bring this up. We're going to start off with the Ocean Gate Titan sub that imploded. This happened, like 2 years ago, chat? I can't really remember exactly how many years ago it's been, but it's been a minute. And I guess they came out with this final report. So let's go ahead and see what this is.
We did want to bring you some breaking news right here on Live Now from Fox. The NTSB sharing this update, stating that they have released its final report on the hull failure and implosion of the submersible Titan. You can see some photographs that they have provided right there as part of this social media post.
My man, also, by the way, thank you so much for the raid. I always appreciate your raids from your side of the coffee crew. You guys are legends, man. So big W's to all of you guys. Sorry that I had to skip through it this morning real quick. And Sterling Wheel coming in with the 1 month, by the way. Very much appreciate you saying Mike Ball for the win. Yes, sir. Oh, fuck the world. Fuck the world, forever two wheels. How about that? She feels ultra good to be a G. Thank you so much for that, Sterling, and making it rain in the building, man. Always appreciate that.
And I did want to share some file video with you as we talk a little bit more about this investigation. Federal investigators have said that the June 2023 implosion of the Titan submersible was caused by a catastrophic failure of its carbon fiber hull, which had sustained hidden damage from previous dives. According to the NTSB and the U.S. Coast Guard, the hull showed progressive deterioration and weakening that went unaddressed, ultimately leading to a sudden collapse as the vessel descended towards the Titanic wreck. All 5 people on board were killed instantly. Investigators also found some serious design and safety.
Thank you, Steve Posey. And believe it or not, I'm actually dropping some coin today to get some, basically pretty much all gold, with the exception of some little purchases of silver, but majority is going to be gold today.
Lapses at Ocean Gate, including inadequate testing of the experimental composite hull. They also found warning signs were ignored in real-time monitoring data. The Coast Guard also cited a lack of government.
Agrillabis, great to see you, by the way. Good morning to you, kind sir. Great to see you in the chat. Always appreciate you. Thank you for that.
Submersibles, yes, sir. And call for new regulations to ensure independent certification and safety standards for future vessels. The NTSB detailed analysis of the hull failure remains ongoing. So we did want to share that latest information.
Sterling, no kidding. He says for the 420 saying underwater tobacco. Yes, that's what these guys needed. Unfortunately, this shit imploded on the last. I mean, at least at bare minimum, have a little bit of booze and have a little bit of underwater tobacco. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like to get down with my bad self.
Oh my God!
All right, back to this.
As the NTSB
Thank you for that, Sterling Wheel, for that 420.
Its final report on the June 18th, 2023 incident, stating that while diving to the wreck of the ocean liner Titanic in the North Atlantic Ocean, the submersible Titan's pressure hull failed and the vessel imploded. All 5 people on board that vessel died.
Exactly. Neighbor guy, no kidding. You don't say that happened, huh? Well, of course, that's the final report, though. Real quick, we got Miss Lotus with the $5, $5 coming in, saying thank you for what you do. I'm very honored. Thank you for that. I'm very appreciative of all of you guys. And what's up, Anson? We got Anson and Stephanie in the building. Always appreciate you guys as well. All right, let's go ahead and move into the next ordeal. This is from yesterday as well. Trump National Guard deployment update. We're going to bring that to you guys right here, right now. Boom.
Everyone here to a lot now from Fox. I'm your host, Mike Page. Always great to be with you as we continue to roll on, bringing you some of the day's biggest top stories and headlines. Well, we just heard from President Trump speaking to the media for more than an hour at the White House, and he even detailed a part of his speech on crime in Chicago, saying that if he had the opportunity, Governor Pritzker and the mayor were willing.
Damn, you got to drive all the way. Weren't you just in Atlanta?
To get help from the federal government. He says that he could clean up the crime in Chicago within a month. This all coming as tensions continue to rise in the city as the Trump administration continues with the immigration operation known as Midway Blitz. And now the Department of Homeland Security has a new warning. They say Mexican cartels are placing cash bounties on federal immigration.
Yes, and I did see that, that these cartels, the Mexican cartels, are actually putting on like actual bounties for different ICE agents and all sorts of different shit. It's definitely interesting to see.
Officers operating in the city there. So that is...
I think they're offering like $50,000 per ICE agent or something like that, or $100,000 per ICE agent. It's crazy.
A big warning there to federal officials. Let's go out right now.
Yeah,
big
yeah,
cash
it's serious.
payouts up to $50,000.
$50,000. So I thought it was anywhere from 50 to 100. But yeah, boom, 50,000. She just said it.
To assassinate high-ranking officials, enforcement officials, that is, here in Chicago. And this is...
I'm sure high-ranking officials as well, but I heard that it was all the way down to just normal ICE agents.
All while the tension is still rising up between protesters and agents here in Chicago. Yesterday, Border Patrol agents say they were conducting an enforcement operation when a car driven by a person suspected of being in the U.S. illegally rammed their car and tried to take off. After a high-speed chase, one of the two suspects got out of the car and ran. Federal officers eventually arrested both men. Chicago police saying during the incident, a crowd formed and started throwing...
What's up, Tiffany? Good morning to you, by the way. Happy Thirsty Thursday.
Objects
at you agents. And everybody.
DHS saying the federal officers responded with tear gas. Homeland Security spokesperson says both of those men in the vehicle turned out to be in the U.S. illegally from Venezuela, one with an order of removal from back in 2024. Earlier today, a DHS official told Fox the violence against federal officers is getting out of hand, but Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker had a different take.
Pritzker.
Unfortunately, there was
Jesus, get your guys' audio on point. Please, you guys are the mainstream media. You guys should be able to get your... If little old me, who's not funded by nothing, other than you guys in the Breakfast Club, I don't mean it that way. I mean it by like organizations that pay humongous money. You guys got to be able to get your audio on point. Come on.
Scene where violent rioters started surrounding our law enforcement agents, and it became increasingly hostile. We're seeing more and more of this, that illegal aliens and protesters, really violent agitators, are using their vehicles as weapons. It's a growing tactic that we're seeing.
The abuses of ICE and of CBP continue. And we're going to do everything that we can, again, to protect.
What's up, Path Killer? Here comes Prickster over here. Shit.
Oh, shit! Protect our residents, but also to get the courts to step in and stop them from abusing just everyday people that they are firing gas pellets and rubber bullets at. So.
And an update on a case we've been following in Chicago. A federal grand jury indicted Juan Espinoza Martinez. According to prosecutors, he's an illegal immigrant from Mexico. He's accused of planning a murder of Border Patrol commander. His lawyers, Martinez that is, says he's innocent. Mike.
Viviana, what do we know here about the big protest that is slated for this Saturday, really all across the country?
All across the country, so not just, so any of these liberal cities, you mean?
No Kings rally that is going to be taking place in Chicago as well. Is there a fear that federal officials could be targeted during some of these?
It sure protests? Is a beautiful day. Good morning to you, too.
I think what the DHS has made clear that they are scanning all areas of Chicago and beyond, not just outside that Broadview facility for violence against agents. The area around the building in Broadview has a curfew around it. They had to take some of that extra fencing down.
Yes, thank you very much for that, Kel. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Thank you guys for getting the likes up. It's the #1 metric of all of YouTube, and it very much helps the channel.
The administration did, but there's still a curfew, and the city has told Fox they plan to build another type of fence near there because the protesting has just gotten out of hand across Chicago.
Damn, all you legends coming through. Hank, good morning.
Chicago, we appreciate all of the updates today. Take care. Thank you so much again.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on into the next. We have multiple dramatic ICE arrests in Chicago that happened yesterday as well. We're going to go ahead and present that and show you guys what we're looking at. Before we do, we got Joseph saying, good morning, Mr. Ball, Lucy, Breakfast Crew, Bob, and can't forget the haters. Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
Yes, sir. Always appreciate you. Great to see you. One of our favorite snow Mexicans up there in Canada. Always appreciate them. We've got 13 as well saying good morning all. Mr. Mike, sir, great. What a great chat. You're all awesome. That's true. These guys are, every single one of these. I'm very honored to have you guys as an audience, to be honest, as a community. It's a family here, man. I'm very honored with all of you guys. Real quick, Hank comes in with the 2 Canadian, by the way, live from the scenes. Mike Ball, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Always appreciate you. Thank you for the 2 Canadian. We got Mount High as well. Good morning. All of you legends pouring through this morning, man. Yes, we got our left-handed tobacco ready to go on deck. Of course, you know that we're always ready. Glare 1%er, my man. Good morning, good morning. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into this. So with the whole multiple dramatic ICE arrests that happened over there in Chicago, let's go ahead and bring this up. Damn, that is loud. That is very loud. We're going to bring that down. All right. First scene we see here is 2 idiots as close as possible that are recording off their phone. Another in the background of this house behind the agents recording. So everyone's got their phones out, of course. You got to get out of their fucking workspace, bro. Otherwise, it's a threat. You got to stay out of their workspace. If you get anywhere close to them, you're going to get the treatment. It's just the way it goes. Oh, this dude went and picked up a fucking canister and he's gonna go throw it back at him. Jesus. This is not good.
Herman, get back!
All these idiots that are out here protesting these agents, what do you guys do with your lives? Like, seriously, this is what you do? You don't have anything. How do you have an income? Are you getting paid to protest? Like, how do you guys do this? Because, like, I'm living my life totally fine and dandy, not dealing with any of that shit. And let's say that was happening right here in my own town / city, whatever. I wouldn't be out there protesting. I really wouldn't actually give a fuck. I'd probably just do my best to avoid the situation at all costs, just to avoid it. So I don't understand why people got to get themselves involved, put themselves in a fuck around to find out position, and then they fucking find out.
I'm not.
I just don't get it.
I don't know.
Just go home. Just go home. Look at these guys. Fascist! Fascist! You're a fascist, racist, Nazi prick.
Fascist!
Fascist!
You're a fascist!
Okay, sounds good. I guess I'm a fascist. Fuck off now. How about that? How about that? How about that, motherfucker?
Sir, what's your name? What's your name?
Oh my God, look at this chick. I saw this on social media. So this shows this exact right here from this video. I saw this on social media a few days ago. This happened October 10th, and today is the 16th. Yeah, it's been going down, but this chick, she works for like WGTV or some bullshit, and she's some, liberal reporter or whatever, and she's getting arrested because, well, motherfucker, you probably were in their work zone.
I work for WGN.
WGN.
Let them know.
I got
What's up,
you.
Slim?
Yep. Debbie Browning?
Brockman,
WGN. Do you guys want to share your names too, or? I'm just gonna cover your face.
Could you a couple years? The real thing.
Okay, Mr. Condemnation.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This is ridiculous. Honestly. Stop. Good job. I hope you learn. Get the fuck out. Fuck you. Get out of our.
Hopefully your wife and children make it home.
What is this vehicle, honestly? Yeah.
Get out of our neighborhood! Get out of our
It's some bullshit.
No, this is some fucking bullshit.
Oh! 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 Holy shit! That was actually a little wild right there. Look at this. This is what happens when you get in the way of their shit. If you're in the way of their shit, which this is purposed, you know, happened to block these people, they're just gonna ram right through it. And that's what their orders are. Just fucking get out of there.
No, this is
Doesn't
some
matter.
fucking bullshit.
See ya. See ya.
Oh!
Are you serious right now?
Yep.
Their license plate is going to get paid.
Yeah. What's your...
About to get paid. You're going to get paid. It's going to suck.
Shit's going down. Pull her out. Or him. Whatever. Whoa, it's going down for real now. Listen to that scream.
Wait, you guys came to the school to do this?
Do you have a warrant? They haven't asked for a warrant. My name is Jocelyn from Cicero. They don't have a warrant. They didn't ask for one.
They don't need a warrant.
Forcefully opened the door of the truck. It was locked. It was locked.
You're going to record this. Don't get any closer from me, all right? Like, go stay back, please. He's being arrested for his
Yeah, but
damn.
you guys came to the school?
Out of the car. They forced us out of the car. They were following us. They were upset.
Whoa.
I said, turn off me.
Yo, Steve, this is something I really could get behind. Is there a way that we can ban all gash screaming? That would be great. I agree. 100%, bro. Let's figure out a way. Let's put we got a lot of good minds here. We can come up with something.
Please sit back, please. You're okay.
I know I'm okay, but I'm worried about other people. Oh no.
Oh no.
They were coming to get their kid? They don't have to answer my question? Like what? Were they coming to get a child?
Dude, you have nothing to do with this whole arrangement. So of course, no, they do not have to answer any questions. You're a random person. This would make for a funny Saturday video. You know what? Let's do this Saturday. Let's do a special all-time craziest libtard fucking protest. Let's do that this weekend. That's what we're gonna do for members only this Saturday. Good thinking there, kind sir. Oh, got pelted right in the head. Ah, yeah, that's what happens, motherfucker. Yeah, now you're dropping with your face in your hand. Oh, dude, you got pepperballed in the head. Look, he's looking straight up at him like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you guys doing this? Fucking back off of their government buildings, bro. He already got shot twice. Now, here comes the one to the face. Boom, right there, right there. It was on the top of his head. They pelted the top of his... Oh, shit, bro. That is awesome. Here it goes. Bing. This is awesome. Oh, here comes another.
Oh, shit.
Something going down. What's up, Crystal? Good morning, by the way. Hopefully you're enjoying the morning. Oh, yeah, top of the head getting shot like that? Yeah, that probably hurt like a motherfucker. Pepper ball to the head.
Oh, shit.
Oh, something happened. We got Zip Tie in the building, by the way. Hopefully you're enjoying your thirsty Thursday morning as well.
Kick it back. Kick it back. He's an asshole. There you go.
Threw it out of there. Threw it back at the cops.
He's an ass. That guy was an asshole.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, now you're going to get the treatment.
Move. That's a coward move. That's a pussy move. Oh, that's a pussy move.
Well, what's a pussy move?
Yeah, he is.
That's a pussy move, man.
What's a pussy move?
Yeah, that's fucked up. That was fucked up. That's a pussy move.
What are you talking about?
You guys are really... You guys...
No kidding, Hardwire. All right, so those were some dramatic that happened over the past, 7 days. This last one was from October 14th, which was only 2 days ago. So it's going down in Chicagoland. All right, we're moving on into the next ordeal here. Speaker Johnson, new CR would do us no good amid the shutdown. Let's go ahead and bring that up and figure out, let's get some context behind it. And we're not going to play this whole thing, by the way. We have to get into Pakistan's government and Afghanistan's Taliban agreed to a ceasefire. Then we have to get to Trump's remarks on an announcement. We still got to talk about Zelensky that is planning on meeting up with Trump. The meeting is set for Friday. We have a lot to get through still, so I'm not going to play this whole thing.
All right, you're watching live now. I'm Austin Westfall. Live look at New York City. They were zooming in down on the streets for a while there. Now they've got their normal vantage point where you can see the Empire State Building in the background. And then even further in the background, Freedom Tower. The time in the Big Apple just past 9:30. But this next segment brings us to Capitol Hill.
Yeah, no kidding, Jimmy.
The government shutdown.
He's one to talk.
Lingering into its second week. Let's get the latest on the shutdown from Fox's Caroline Shively. And then on the other side, we're going to be checking in with Fox News Radio's Ryan Schmelz.
No, Stephanie, if you go to the three dots in your chat, it'll give you the cogwheel. I can't remember if it's the three dots or the cogwheel, but one or the other. And you have to hit, because it automatically puts you on quote unquote top chat. You need to be on all chat. If you're on all chat, then you see all absurdities and all that shit.
The American people are not stupid. They see what's going on, and they know who's to blame.
House Speaker Mike Johnson is right about that. A new poll shows there's plenty of blame to go around for the government shutdown. A survey by YouGov and The Economist shows that 39% of Americans blame President Trump and the Republicans the most. 33% point to Democrats.
Are you serious? Who are to blame for the shutdown? And most people said Trump and Republicans? What? See, this is how brainwashed. This is how brainwashed this is. This is insane. If anything, the better, if you're going to blame any type of Republican for any of it because of what they've done with the big, beautiful bill or whatever the case is, then you could say both equally. But not Trump and Republicans. They voted to keep it, every single one of the Republicans voted to keep the government open. So you can't blame them.
while 20% say both sides are equally at fault.
We are absolutely for a compromise here. It's our current Congress people that won't do that.
But negotiations seem to have ground to a halt. Senate Republicans want to pass a House resolution that would temporarily reopen the government before they negotiate on any specific issues.
We've offered Democrats a clean, nonpartisan funding extension.
But Democrats say any deal should help Americans with COVID-era health insurance subsidies, which could increase premiums if they're not renewed.
With open enrollment around the corner, Republicans cannot continue to kick this can down the road. It's happening now. The healthcare crisis is now.
On Wednesday, a judge blocked the administration from carrying out the planned fire.
Okay, hold on. Blair caught something real quick. We're at 146, so let's go here. Plus or minus 3.5%. So this poll was YouGov and The Economist, October 10th through the 13th, 2025. Only 1,622 citizens were involved in this poll. And the MLE plus or minus 3.5%.
Americans.
Anyways, let's go back to this.
It's our current Congress people that won't do that.
But negotiations seem to have ground to a halt. Senate Republicans want to pass a House resolution that would temporarily reopen the government before they negotiate on any specific issues.
We've offered Democrats a clean, nonpartisan funding extension.
But Democrats say any deal should help Americans with COVID-era health insurance subsidies, which could increase premiums if they're not renewed.
With open enrollment around the corner, Republicans cannot continue to kick this can down the road. It's happening now. The healthcare crisis is now.
On Wednesday, a judge blocked the administration from carrying out the planned firing of 4,000 federal workers furloughed during the shutdown. That was after the White House budget director said the layoffs could grow to 10,000.
This guy, Russ Vought, who Trump himself calls the Grim Reaper, who takes joy in traumatizing federal workers. I mean, nobody's going to trust him.
We're terminating those programs, and they're going to be terminated on a permanent basis. And it's thousands of people, and it's billions of dollars.
The White House Council of Economic Advisors estimate.
Hold on, real quick. We definitely got a little money announcement.
All right, just get the money part done.
Give me money. Money me. Money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
All right. Feels ultra good to be a G.
Denied.
If the shutdown lasts another 2 weeks, it could mean a $30 billion loss in consumer spending. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
By the way, Fox's chief congressional correspondent, Chad Pergram, on social media, saying the Senate taking a procedural vote on the GOP spending.
Brother TVT in the building. Shout out to my man. Hopefully you're enjoying your morning as well.
Plan tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Of course, in the Senate, you need 60 yeas in order to get something like this passed. We're going to check in with Ryan Schmelz behind the scenes here. He's Capitol Hill correspondent for Fox News Radio. We're going to take a quick breather. We'll be right back with Ryan.
Well, what are they breaking for? Oh, I see what's happening here.
It's probably going to be extremely slim that it happens because I don't imagine enough Democrats are going to change their mind between the last time they voted.
Interesting. Okay, Senate to take procedural vote on GOP spending plan tomorrow at 11 in the morning Eastern. Needs 60 yays.
Voted on this bill, and by tomorrow at 11 a.m. The Republicans put this bill on the floor again a few hours ago. It once again failed to get enough votes. You had the same three Democrats who caucused, or I could say senators who caucused with Democrats voting for it, that have been voting for it really ever since.
And that's today, by the way. This would be today.
They started putting this bill on the floor.
So theoretically, it's happening right now because it's 11:30 Eastern.
Republicans need to get 5 more Democrats on board, and they just have not been successful at doing that so far.
You know, I've been keeping track with all the developments on your X account. You sent this out earlier today. Speaker Johnson says that it would do us no good to vote on a new CR with the government shutdown dragging into 2 weeks of the one passed by the House. He said it would meet the same fate in the Senate. So there's zero chance that we'll see the House move forward with something like that?
As of right now, yes. I think there are some thoughts, and the reason why Speaker Johnson would
What's up, Charles, my man? Good morning over there in Australia.
ask that question is because, when this was first proposed, this was supposed to punt and essentially extend government funding for 7 weeks. Well, we're now in week number 3 of the government shutdown. The government's been shut down for a total of 2 weeks so far. And so a lot of the time that Republicans are trying to buy in order to ultimately pass the appropriations bills they did pass, they've already cut into 2 of those weeks, and they're in week number 3. So the logic, or at least the reason why this question is being asked, is that they might need to do
Facts, Mountain Woman. Facts. By the way, if I didn't say good morning to you, good morning to you.
To
Hopefully you're doing
extend
well.
the current funding levels or the time frame in which that the government funding would be extended, because they haven't actually extended the funding yet so far. The government's been shut down.
Let's talk about Adelita Grijalva. Some weeks back, Grijalva was elected in a special election. She is a Democrat. She would represent Southern Arizona. Talk to us about why her name is being thrown around so much as of late. She hasn't.
I actually don't really care. We're going to go ahead and go into now Pakistan's government and Afghanistan's Taliban agreed to a ceasefire. Let's bring that up and get some context on this. I'm eager to get to it.
Okay, welcome back. You're watching live now. Take a look. We're moving to the Middle East here. Let's talk about Pakistan and Afghanistan. The Pakistani government and Afghanistan's ruling Taliban on Wednesday agreed to a 48-hour ceasefire after fresh clashes erupted this week and saw more than a dozen civilians and troops killed. The terms of the ceasefire, according to Fox News Digital, remain unclear, and neither the Pakistani nor the Taliban's foreign ministries immediately responded to Fox for comment. There have been reports this week suggesting that Pakistan's foreign ministry was making efforts to engage in dialogue to resolve the conflict. Standing by is Moeed Yusuf. He's a former national security advisor of Pakistan. Before we get into the news of the day, let's set the table. Can you walk us through what led to this latest outbreak of violence along the Afghanistan-Pakistan border?
Yeah, thanks, Austin. So, look, I mean, Pakistan's had a long-standing concern pretty much since the Taliban took.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God!
A little different, oh, my God, but oh, my God.
Over power that the Pakistani Taliban, which is the Tehreek Taliban Pakistan, and it's called, is based in Afghanistan and is using Afghan soil to perpetrate terrorism inside Pakistan. This conversation has gone on for long, but the Afghan Taliban have basically not done anything about it. But the terrorist attacks in Pakistan have been at a record high since 2011-12, when you'll remember the U.S. military campaign in Afghanistan was at its peak, and Pakistan was supporting that effort. So Pakistan actually has conducted airstrikes inside Kabul to take out the leader of the Pakistani Taliban 10 days ago. That led to an escalation where the Afghan Taliban attacked Pakistani posts. Pakistan reacted. A number of soldiers, about 24 soldiers were lost. And according to Pakistani numbers, about 200 Afghan Taliban.
Why are you gay?
Were sort of killed in that skirmish. The Afghan Taliban foreign minister then ended up in India. And as you know, Pakistan and India are arch rivals. And there was a clear sort of...
Dude, those are some caterpillars. Oh, my God. Those things are... I mean, they put mine to shame.
Sense that the Taliban were being taken by India. And Pakistan's worry for the longest period has been India also supporting Afghan elements to perpetrate terrorism in Pakistan. So that's the complicated milieu here. Do remember that we spoke very frequently in May of this year when Pakistan and India were at war and had a major 4-day skirmish which got very close to escalating in a nuclear environment. So all of this has come together.
And yes, I also want to get some soapy fucking gasoline from their, their gas station.
To create a major sort of violent episode lasting now at least 10 days. It's a very tenuous kind of ceasefire. I don't know how long it will hold, because the fundamental problem of the Pakistani Taliban being situated in Afghanistan and the Afghan Taliban essentially refusing to do anything about it still remains live and present.
Is it clear exactly how much control the Taliban has over these militias or other affiliated groups along the border?
No, and it's never been clear. You'll recall this conversation has gone on for 20 years. Even when the US was there were conversations about the Afghan Taliban being on the Pakistani side. And Pakistan, of course, argued endlessly that there is no control in that body region. But what we do know is that the TTP leadership has been given sanctuary by the Afghan Taliban. And what we also know is that certain areas where the Pakistani Taliban exist in Afghanistan have been under control of the Afghan Taliban. Their argument, interestingly, in the beginning, was that these Pakistani Taliban have been very supportive to them in the time that they were fighting the insurgency against American and international presence there, and culturally they don't want to actually offend them, etc., etc.
So this ceasefire is actually only for 48 hours. So we shall see how this goes, to be honest. And I'm sure that, in between now, which was, when this was reported 11 hours ago, I'm sure that there's going to be some sort of at least update, whether they're doing everything correct or there's ceasefire, they're breaking their ceasefire agreement. We'll get some more on that. But we are going to move on. We still got to get Trump remarks too, and Trump always likes to ramble on.
Released and the ceasefire that is still in place.
I think we're going right into Israel. Israel has a press release this morning regarding Israel-Hamas ceasefire latest. And yes, I do have that a part of the freaking stream titled today, you guys. So yes, we are going to get an update.
In Gaza amid the Israel-Hamas war. So we're working to get a feed going right now of the Israeli government briefing as they provide some more background and some more context as to where things stand at this moment. At this time, we do know that the bodies of several Israeli hostages still being held by Hamas, waiting to be returned to their families. And right now we are seeing that briefing getting underway. Let's watch it live.
As their families innocently wait to give their loved ones a dignified Jewish burial. Now, this is what Israel is up against, and the Prime Minister is determined, committed, and is working tirelessly to return all of our fallen hostages. Hamas is also required to uphold its commitments that they made to mediators under this framework to return all of our hostages. Now, I would like to bring to your attention to the remarks the Prime Minister made at Mount Herzl in Jerusalem today at the state memorial ceremony for the fallen soldiers and the victims of the Swords of Iron War. The Prime Minister said the families of the hostages have embraced him and he has embraced them. So has the state of Israel, and is committed to returning all of them home, every single one of them. The fight against Hamas is just one of 7 fronts Israel has fought fiercely and relentlessly on. The Prime Minister says the people of Israel and its heroic soldiers got us to the point where we are now, rising like lions and holding back the forces of destruction in radical Islam. Prime Minister Netanyahu said our heroic soldiers and commanders operated in complex, dense, and dangerous arenas, fighting above.
We know all this, lady. Come on, man. You got to do all that? Can you just give us the fucking update?
Entering the Gaza Strip every single day. Like I said before, this is our job. We have committed to doing this, and we will continue to do so. This is from Miguel Flores. La Vanguardia, have you set any deadline before the IDF resumes its operations? Currently, there's a ceasefire. At this point in time, our troops are at the yellow line. This is from Ahmed.
I like how she actually answered that question directly.
From Japanese TV, will Israel continue the war if Hamas does not return the bodies of the hostages? We are at this point in time where we are waiting to receive our hostages. That's all the information I'll say at this point in time. 19 bodies are still in Gaza. We need to get them back, and that is a requirement that is made.
Man, I should get that as a soundbite too. I should get that as a soundbite for the freaking soundboard. That would be awesome.
Under this agreement, we have 20 living hostages who are now.
Yes, they're fighting their opposition. You know, that's where you saw the executions happen and stuff like that. There's definitely an internal war inside of Gaza happening with Hamas, and I forget what the other group of people are called, but it's called something. I can't remember.
Rehabilitating mentally and physically. They went through absolute hell inside of Gaza, held by terror organizations. Can you imagine what they have to deal with at this point in time? Just to give you some context of what we're dealing with here in Israel.
What's up, Mark? Good morning to you, kind sir.
Just
Great to see you.
Continuing to look through these questions. From Melanie again. I have many more questions. Can you please provide an answer? She is asking about the humanitarian aid, which I just answered. And then in terms of, let's see, Lazar Berman, Times of Israel, is asking another question specifically about the international journalists going into the Gaza Strip. I provided an answer on this yesterday. We have allowed hundreds of journalists to enter the Gaza Strip, including our office. The Prime Minister's office has facilitated these visits for reporters and journalists to go inside of the Gaza Strip to get a firsthand view of what is happening. If you have any more questions, you should contact the IDF directly. Thanks so much for your time.
All right, that's it. We're going to move on. That was perfect there. We're going to move on here. Trump has an announcement. President Trump discusses FBI's crime crackdown.
I mean, even the enemies came out and totally endorsed it. Everybody, I've never seen anything like it. Nobody's seen anything like it. And just as we are forging peace and stability abroad, we're also restoring peace and safety and stability at home. And you see that in Washington, D.C., maybe better than any place because we got there. And within 12 days, it was very good. And within 30 days, it's been as safe as any city in the country. It's been great. Took out 1,700 people, got them out. These are career criminals in many cases and people that shouldn't have been allowed in by the Biden administration. Historically, the summer months have been a time when violent crime soar, as you know. but not under President Trump. Today, we're announcing the results of a sweeping law enforcement effort known as Operation Summer Heat. We were in many cities that people didn't know about. We kept it a little quiet, and it had a big impact, and you'll hear that in a second. But over the past few months, FBI officers in all 50 states made crushing violent crime a top enforcement priority. That's what they did, rounding up and arresting thousands of the most violent and dangerous criminals. And these are among the most dangerous and violent people in the world. They were allowed, in many cases, not in all cases, but in many cases, they were allowed in by a very
We know this, Trump.
foolish, actually stupid, open border policy.
We know this.
In our prison, which we don't want to do, but we bring them back to their countries. Working with state and local partners, the FBI arrested over 8,000 violent criminals during the course of this period. In major cities like in New Orleans, Nashville, we saw a 250% increase in arrests. We got, and we really went after the bad ones. These include 725 individuals wanted for violent crimes against children and murderers. These arrests are in addition to the work of our historic federal task forces that Make D.C. Safe Task Force has been unbelievable. I mean, the job they've done, it's incredible. And it's been so nice because so many people, they're going out to dinner and they're having dinners. They didn't go out for 4 years.
Here, I got something to go with this. We'll do it again today. Feels ultra good to be a
All right, just get the money part done.
Give me money. Money me. Money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
Perfect. All right, back to it.
And now they're going out 3 times a week. The restaurants are opening. Restaurants are full. And usually that means a lot of good things. But restaurants that were closed are now opening up. And everybody's happy. It's nobody's ever seen anything like it, actually. And everybody feels safe. You can have a child walk right through the middle of Washington, D.C., and nothing's going to happen. We were losing more than 1 person a week in Washington. They're being killed on an average of over 1 a week. The Make D.C. Safe Task Force has been incredible. And the Make Memphis Safe Task Force is having very similar results. It's much earlier, but...
Yo, Josephus, good morning to you. And yes, absolutely. Make sure you guys hit that like button, share it, subscribe to it, comment on it, join it, rub it, all of it. Get sexual with it? Shit.
We've been there for a week and a half, but I'm hearing the results are pretty incredible, and you'll hear about that. They're mobilizing more than 20 federal
That
agencies for
escalated
the
quickly.
largest law enforcement operation targeting violent criminals in American history. As a result of these efforts, violent crime declined nearly 20% nationwide compared to the same period last year, and it was the safest and most peaceful summer in 2 decades. And honestly, we haven't really even gotten going yet. If we didn't have to fight all of these radical left governors, we could have had Chicago taken care of, as an example. They had, in a short period of time, 4,000 murders in Chicago, and we have to listen to this man stand up and say that we're bad people. And the people of Chicago are walking around with MAGA hats. You have women, beautiful black women, walking around with MAGA hats. Please let the president in, and we don't care how he does it.
Shit.
They're not interested.
And this was yesterday, by the way, because even though this came out today, they're replaying this. And I watched this announcement. Well, not the announcement. I thought this was originally going to be the announcement, but this is the replay from yesterday regarding Trump and Kash Patel on the FBI. So what it does say down here on the bottom right, though, it does say 3 p.m. Eastern. So I won't be live for that when Trump does make his announcement, but at least you guys know it's happening. But this part right here specifically happened yesterday with Kash Patel and, regarding Operation Summer Heat, which I won't play the entirety of this because it is lengthy. Actually, you guys already know pretty much the majority of it. I'm not going to really actually go further in that because I do want to finish on this one last thing, which is very important. And I've got an appointment that I've got to get to right after this show. So I'm trying to speed it up. Let's go ahead and bring it into Trump and Zelensky. This is our latest news as of 3 hours ago regarding Russia-Ukraine. And Russia-Ukraine war peace meeting set for Friday, and this was announced this morning.
Later on today, we'll be seeing President Trump participating in several discussions and events. But tomorrow, we are looking ahead because he is set to meet with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. The Associated Press saying this, with a fragile Israel-Hamas ceasefire and hostage deal holding, President Trump says he's now turning his attention to bringing Russia's war on Ukraine to an end and is weighing providing Kyiv long-range weaponry as he looks to prod Moscow to the negotiating table. Ending the wars in Ukraine and Gaza was central to Trump's 2024 re-election pitch, in which he persistently pilloried President Joe Biden for his handling of the conflicts. Yet, like his predecessor, President Trump also been stymied by President Putin, and he's unsuccessfully pressed the Russian leader to hold direct talks with Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky to end the war that is nearing its 4th year. We're going to talk about all of this, really the implications of the meeting tomorrow, but also something that we saw yesterday, which is the fact that several defense ministers that are part of NATO held talks in Brussels, Belgium, to really focus on Ukraine and the support they're willing to provide going.
Yeah, but the main thing was Pete Hegseth speaking yesterday at NATO. That was the the big ordeal there.
Forward. So joining us now to discuss all of this is Mark Tnitsky. He is a non-resident fellow at the Atlantic Council's Eurasia Center. Mark, good to see you.
Good morning. Thanks again for having me.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, we had you on a couple of days ago before the NATO defense ministers met in Brussels. That happened yesterday. So Mark, we kind of previewed what that meeting was going to be about. The focus continued to be Ukraine. What were some of the biggest takeaways from all of those defense ministers and their talks?
Well, first, during the meeting, prior to it beginning, there was an opportunity for Secretary of War Pete Hegseth to speak to everyone, and he repeated several points that the United States had said, both when the defense ministers met in February.
Yeah, he said, give me money now. That's what he said, basically, was we need to give NATO money to support Ukraine. We need more countries to give and be blah, 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 all this shit.
Earlier this year, as well as
It's
the
all
NATO summit
bullshit.
in June, saying how European members of NATO and the European continent as a whole needs to do more to help Ukraine during Russia's ongoing war. Something that he discussed too is that it's imperative for these countries to continue providing and prioritizing aid to Ukraine, which will, as a result, make the war end sooner. As a result of making types of those comments, countries such as Estonia, Finland, and Sweden all pledged that they would provide more assistance to Ukraine by purchasing additional weapons from the United States, which suggests that Secretary Hegseth's message is being clear to the European allies, as well as the plan that President Trump proposed back in July of this year about selling U.S. weapons to NATO countries in Europe, who would then send it over to Ukraine, is working. There were also some commentary about large countries such as Spain, Italy, the United Kingdom, and France, who have large financial abilities to spend in their budgets, as well as with defense, are not doing enough. And there was commentary that countries with larger GDPs need to do more for the European continent. Aside from that, Secretary General Mark Rutte of NATO made similar points and comments that he's made at previous NATO gatherings about the need to strengthen NATO collective security, national security. Ukraine is a priority for NATO countries, defense of the European borders, and things like that. Then finally, there was an opportunity. The European Union that same day, yesterday, spoke about the need for creating a drone wall, which is something that NATO has been exploring as well. And they think that they will be able to finalize these technologies to be able to protect European and NATO borders by the end of calendar year 2027.
What's up? We got liquored up with Poncho, my man. Good morning to you.
Those are some of the points that were discussed during the NATO Defense Minister Summit on Wednesday.
I want to put up this post here, courtesy of NATO, as I was also showing some of the footage from yesterday and the opening remarks of all of those defense ministers. NATO saying this, though, as efforts to secure a just and lasting peace continue, NATO's support for Ukraine to defend itself today and deter aggression tomorrow remains steadfast. And then a couple of hashtags there, including Stand With Ukraine. Going back to the involvement from the United States, the partnership there, Mark, we had talked a little bit about how some of that support from the U.S. going to Ukraine has dipped over the last couple of months.
Absolutely. We'll see you. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your Thursday, my man. Always appreciate you.
Courtesy of some of the reporting of the Associated Press. So what kind of strengthening was made with Secretary Hegseth there talking to the other defense ministers? How did those conversations go? And what exactly were some of the pledges that were made by the U.S.?
The United States said that it would continue selling weapons to NATO countries, which will then be used to be supplied over to Ukraine. But the United States is also repeating some of the points that were made during the 2024 presidential campaign last year, where the United States thinks that it should be stepping back and not as heavily involved with the Russian invasion of Ukraine as countries in Europe. And one of the thought processes is that Ukraine is a country in Europe. A lot of these members within NATO are also part of Europe, and it's a lot easier to transfer weapons more efficiently and quickly, as well as providing assistance because this war is happening on their continent while the United States is several thousand miles away.
Man, fuck NATO.
Denied.
Also bringing up here post courtesy of NATO as well. This is NATO Chief Secretary General Mark Rutte saying this, quote, NATO is a defensive alliance. We will remain a defensive alliance, but make no mistake, this defensive alliance is ready and willing to do what it takes to keep 1 billion people safe and our territory secure.
Be safe out there as well, John, and always appreciate you,
As we
man.
continue to listen into some of the remarks from Secretary General Rutte here, he remains confident and optimistic when it comes to the partnerships that have been established within NATO and all of the security that is going to provide to all of those NATO members. How does Secretary General Rutte continue to keep that alliance very close? What are some of the strategies that he has been using just to make sure that...
What up, Arm James? Great to see you, by the way. Hopefully you're also enjoying your Thirsty Thursday as well, man. Hopefully you guys are all enjoying it enough to hit that like button. Let's get the likes up. Always appreciate
everyone
that.
Continues to be on the same page.
Mm-hmm. Something that was proposed during the June NATO summit this year was the increase of defense spending from 2%, which was proposed in 2014, to raising it up to 5% that was implemented here, which is a goal for NATO members.
Well, that's pretty much what is supposed to be implemented to all NATO allies or NATO members is, they weren't even paying 2%, and now they're agreed to pay 5% and actually come through with it now.
To reach by 2035. And several countries were hesitant to agree to that because of the large financial burden that would perhaps do on countries, even though it's necessary to defend their national security as well as security across Europe. But what Secretary General Rutte did as a compromise is they broke it up into two categories. That 5%, 3.5% were the things that someone would think about defense being weapons, vehicles, infrastructure needed to provide that. But then the remaining 1.5% of that 5% would be the cybersecurity abilities or being able to keep hold of military capabilities or soldiers in the area. And in addition to that, aid to Ukraine that NATO is sending has been included as part of that 1.5%. So
man, this guy is very, listen, I listen to a lot of people that are monotonous, very monotoned. I'm very good at listening to that bullshit. But even this guy is a little hard for me to listen to. This guy's like really dry.
As a way to try to lessen the burden that it would be on several countries that have stated that it would be very difficult to reach 5% in 10 years. These were some strategies to try to make it easier for those countries.
I'm filtering through a lot of these social media posts. I'm going to bring yet another one here onto the screen. The U.S. ambassador to NATO saying this, including a photo.
Yes, perfect, Agrillipus. That is awesome. Always make sure if you guys set up any type of invite link to set it to never expires. Yes, sir. Appreciate
there
that.
with Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. NATO is in the deterrence business. Under President Trump's leadership, all allies are increasing defense investment and sharpening their military capabilities. The world was reminded of this at NATO's defense ministerial, and which is something that you have been talking about a lot, Mark, really this kind of a pressure from the U.S. to make sure that all of these NATO countries do step up in terms of defense and also helping to support Ukraine, which brings us into our next topic of discussion and what we're looking ahead to tomorrow. President Trump meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. They have met a couple of times since President Trump has stepped back into the Oval Office. First one, a bit contentious. The second time we saw them, it got a little bit better.
No kidding, by the way, Zan.
How has their relationship progressed from the last time both of them met to now? And in terms of where the war stands right now between Russia and Ukraine, what are some of really the key issues that they're going to focus on?
During the president.
What's up, Adriano? But be careful, you're going to get the ban hammer. Well, not the ban hammer, but you're just going to get your comments deleted if they're all in caps.
Presidential campaign last year, President Trump had it as one of his top priorities
to end
Russia's ongoing war in Ukraine, and he has been trying to do that ever since he took back in the Oval Office in January. Since February of this year, the United States has been meeting with the Russian counterparts as well as the Ukrainian counterparts over a series of meetings to try to come up to an end to the war. And the Ukrainians have regularly met with the United States talking about the need for an end to the war. They've been very open to the United States about what types of
we'll see on the flip side, Anson. Always appreciate you
weapons
as well.
that they need to try to push back Russia's ongoing offensive. And one of the capabilities that they've requested is the usage of long-range missiles. And why that is important for the Ukrainians is it would allow them to strike military targets deep within Russian territory. Something that has been happening over the last few months is the Ukrainians have been using drones to target these capabilities because they don't have the missiles and long-range firepower to hit these areas.
Well, yeah, and it's a lot cheaper to use these fucking drones. And, I mean, by a long shot, way cheaper. I don't know. Anyways, this guy's just a little too bland or too, he's just too dry for me. Anyways, listen, it is my time. We do have to get to our appointment this morning. So hopefully you all enjoyed this morning. Always appreciate you guys. I can't do this shit without you guys legitimately. I know that's cliche as fuck, but I really fucking mean that. I'm actually very, very honored to be able to do what I do. Like I wake up, can't wait to actually do the show kind of thing. Like I absolutely love doing what I do. So I hope that you guys see that as well. All right, stick around for the raid. We're going to be raiding you guys off. Let me go ahead and figure out who's live right now because I haven't selected anybody yet. But we're going to look and see who's live at this very moment, and we'll send you guys off here in a second. Let me see. Who is here? Who's here? There's not really a lot of people that are live that I super know. Oh, Orthodox Guy's live right now. We'll send you guys over to Orthodox Guy. Stick around for the raid on that because he's definitely got awesome panels, always in great conversations. So anyways, let them know we're coming through with the Mike Ball raid. Until tomorrow, we'll be back for more of the World's Madness as we continue on our truth-seeking adventure. Thank you guys very much, and God bless everyone. We'll see you guys very soon.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges.